Rocket League will be dead by 2024, and here's why. Now, Rocket League is a really popular game, and recently it has been kind of dying. It's still not dead, but it's definitely has been having a loss of amount of creators, amount of people playing it in general. And I just want to quickly speak about that topic for a little while to let you guys know what I personally think is gonna happen by 2024. Now, there's no main problem with Rocket League, alright? Rocket League is still a really fun game. It's not too toxic, although it does have quite a bit of toxicity. It's not the worst game when it comes to toxicity. It's good overall. In 2016, this game started off really strong, you know? Even after a month of release, I think it hit like 10,000 players by like a month, which is really good for a game. But ever since, it has been going really high. But right after, probably I'd say mid of 2021, it just started getting less and less players over the months. And at the rate that it's going at, it might be a dead game by 2024. Now, I'll pull up a chart right here to show you guys the comparison between around like how it was doing really well on the amount of plays to compare to now how it's doing when it comes to plays. And just by looking at that, you can see that it is going down and down and down, and there's not really any positive numbers in the mix when it comes to how it is in the past month and the past couple of months in general. There's no really positive numbers. Now, Rocket League is really kind of a one-of-a-kind type of game. You know, there's not really many games like Rocket League, or not many high quality games like Rocket League, in my opinion. And that can be a very good thing and a very bad thing. Now, the good part is that there's no real competition for the game. So if someone wants to still play this game, they're not really going to have any competition to find a different game. You know, there's no other game that's like Rocket League that's really high quality like Rocket League is. But the bad side about it is the fact that Rocket League really has to do well to keep its audience, because nothing stops them from not liking this game and moving on to another game. Rocket League doesn't really have a genre. It's kind of in the middle between a lot of things, which means someone can very easily switch to a different game. And yes, it may not be like Rocket League, but let's say they just wanted more cars, they can go to something like Forza or something, anything that's like a car game. If they want something more that involves like a ball, they can play FIFA. In general, like, there are a lot of games that compete with Rocket League in its separate things, just not a game that competes with it with everything combined, if that makes sense. Rocket League used to be really consistent with updates, and actually still is, in my opinion. But the only thing is, Rocket League can only do so much for updates and all that before it comes into a completely different game, and people just don't even want to play it anymore because it's a different game. But if they don't do enough updates, then people will simply leave because there's not enough updates. So there's not really a win scenario when it comes to Rocket League. Now, a lot of people are stating that Rocket League is really a dead game, but I think that's really false. Because the problem with that is, to be a dead game, you have to rarely have active players, you know? And my definition of a dead game would be it having to take a while to really get into a lobby. Now, let's say that Rocket League takes 10 seconds to load up, alright? And let's say in 2 years, alright, it starts taking 50 seconds to load up a game. That's when I would say it's a dead game. By 2024, at the rate that the game is going at with all the negative numbers, I don't know how active the game really is gonna be. Now, it might be very active. I might be completely wrong, because I have to remind you, this is all opinionated, you know? This is not pure facts. So let's say if you do believe me or whatever, or just don't spread this around as if it's facts, because it is all about what you personally think, and this is what I personally think. Rocket League is kind of at a lose-lose situation. Now, obviously, there's a lot of things that they can do that, if they do correctly, can keep the game alive for really long. But unlike some games, it's kind of almost 100% sure that at some point this game will die, you know? it's just not a game that can have way too many things without the whole entire game changing. The only way that I personally see Rocket League not dying in the future is if they do something crazy, which kind of changes the game a ton. But the problem with that is the fact that if they change the game a ton, they might also lose a lot of players. So they have to be really careful if they're gonna do that. So yeah, I just really wanted to speak about the fact of just the state of Rocket League in general. I just want to speak about that because I feel like this is a topic that's not really talked about enough, and if it is, I'm obviously not seeing it enough on my feed. But in general, I'm gonna hope that Rocket League does not end up dying and that it stays well. But my prediction, Rocket League will be dead by 2024.